Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is D,
And this is T.
and you're listening to DNT TV. Welcome back, everybody.
Hey.
So sorry for the late upload. It's been a weekend, to say the least.
Usually we try to upload at 8 a.m. on Sundays?
Usually, we've had a few mess ups here and there, but usually we're pretty punctual with, the 8 a.m. uploads on every Sunday.
We were kind of up till 6. I was up till 6 a.m. watching 300, like with all of our buddies.
Yeah, last night we were up pretty late. Friday night we were all up very late, 4:30, 5 o'clock or so.
Yeah.
And Thursday night I was also up until like 3 a.m. So.
And then we went back home a week ago, and then came back. So we clocked in like 300 plus miles.
Yeah, we've been moving a lot this last week, and it's felt like an eternity. But
yeah,
hopefully next week we're a little more punctual with our upload time. But that's all right, y'all get over it.
It's Sunday. Just be glad we're here at all.
Exactly.
Most of the people listening, who listen later in the week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if a lot of people wake up on 8 a.m. unless they're guests. A lot of times, with Tucker, for instance, when his video came out, Matt and Carter sat there and they were really hyped for the video, and they were it didn't come out at 8 a.m. because somebody's dumbass forgot.
Listen,
I was spending time with Haley.
Listen.
Wait, no, it was your.
Yeah, no, it was
keyboard?
because I went home,
Keyboard,
but
computer, fuck.
there was some weird shit going on. It was saying that the thumbnail size was too large, and eventually I got it figured out. But this next week will be better.
Nah, man.
But no, a lot of shit's happened since we've last uploaded. First of all, the Super Bowl. Let's talk about that. Old Matthew Stafford, at the age of 92, is finally getting his Super Bowl ring.
Well, see, my favorite thing was, I thought, actually, you know what, about the Super Bowl this year, I thought the commercials were kind of subpar. I didn't really care for too many
the commercials were ass too. I saw a tweet, and it said that, it summed it up pretty nicely. He said the game was mid.
Yeah.
The halftime show was an all-timer.
Oh, yeah, banger. Yeah.
And the commercials were ass.
It was overall pretty good. I got hyped for everything, I think Dr. Dre was awesome, being up there. And, Reed, our buddy, got mad at me because, I was trying to sing a little bit.
Hey, it happened.
It was,
there was a lot of people, especially the older folk. I wouldn't say older, but people in their 30s who grew up listening to all of them were pretty hyped during the halftime show.
Or just me who listens to that, as people say nowadays, old people music.
Mm-hmm.
I got pissed on the other day by some chick in my music class, and she looked at me and she was like, "Dude, you listen to shit that's 30s, 30-year-old dads listen to." I'm like, "What's wrong with that?" And she's like, "You need to listen to rap." And I'm like, "Fuck you, man."
You know that
I listen to rap. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know you listen to rap too.
Yeah.
You enjoy rap. I mean, you enjoy more new age rap than I do, but I just find myself more aligned to rock most days. You know.
I like rap music, but I don't like the shit that's on the radio these days. I usually don't care too much for it.
Yeah, I can't. It's kind of hard to turn on my car radio. I'd rather just play off.
I can't tell you the last time I listened to the radio. Nowadays with Spotify and all that shit, I usually just plug in the aux cord and just
premium, baby.
Yeah, you just plug in the aux cord and listen to your own shit. That way you don't have to play guessing games with the radio.
And when I get tired of hearing shit on the radio, I'm like, okay, because sometimes on the radio it gives you news and stuff like that. It does give you
and the ads on the radio are just annoying.
Oh, exactly, man. So my thing is where I work now as a radio guy, the only thing I do like that is I'll promote other rock shows at the radio station because you can fine tune your ads. So I can make ads. So I make them not boring. I'm make sure to catch us on Saturdays from 10 to 12 for Time Warp Rock and Roll.
I hear you.
Exactly. Instead of doing If you guys want, you could check out the Mountain Lair. It's a pretty cool place. Like there's the Chick-fil-A in there. I don't know if you've heard of that place. If not, check that out.
Yeah.
I could be like an asshole, but instead I read the weather once an hour. And
you have to read the weather.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm literally I get a community service for it too, because it's a community service thing. I'm like, I read weather. I'll say what's up on campus, right? I'll be like, okay, coming up this week, this is happening. This is what happened this week. Also I'm playing just fucking banger music.
I hear you.
Nirvana, really? This bitch made fun of me for listening to Nirvana. Excuse my French. This young lady, I'm sorry, I got to work on my tongue.
It's all good.
Our music tastes don't align, but that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Speaking of campus events, if y'all didn't hear, old Barstool Presidente himself, Dave Portnoy was down here with old Bob Huggins for the, I don't know if it's an annual event, but it was
$500K.
It was the Bob Huggins Fish Fry raising money for cancer. I saw a tweet by Dave Portnoy. It said, I don't know how I'm going to pay for this. I'm running out of money.
Yeah, but he said, what's coming up is he said something about tweeting about coming back again too. So we may look forward to having him back. But my thing is, right, I could have gone to that. Hell, I wanted to, because being on something like that, like Barstool related, Barstool's great. Barstool's cool. Barstool's something like I can look at.
Imagine if we became a Barstool podcast.
Exactly.
That
would be
tight.
Sweet, right? But Barstool's something I look up to because they're like a free. I talk what I want to. I shoot the shit. Sometimes they're a little ad provided. But hey, you gotta make money, right?
Yeah.
And but my only thing about that, it was $65 to like go and watch
that's a
that.
lot just to listen to two dudes talk.
Yeah, and
I mean,
Bob Huggins.
Regardless of the level of like celebrity status that they have.
Each guy is a saint in his own right. Bob Huggins. The man's a god, right?
Yeah.
Especially
Bob Huggins is
in West
immortal.
Virginia.
That dude will still be coaching basketball when he is 94.
Dude, if I was at a gas station, I would just pay for Bob Huggins like gas. Like if I just see him, I got to pay for his food or something. He's just like a hometown hero.
I don't think he needs help paying for
No,
anything,
he doesn't
dude.
need anything. He doesn't. But you just look at him and just like, make eye contact, be like, "You're my hero." No. But also Dave Portnoy, awesome.
Dude, he's so funny. He doesn't give a fuck about anything.
No, I loved watching, during COVID, I watched his unboxing videos. I don't know if you ever watched
He did
those.
unboxing shit?
Yeah, so people would send in shit all around America and, like, different shit. So he would be opening, like, swords and shit out of the mail people would send him. And he was getting fish and shit. Like, people...
Like raw fish?
No, like, he has fish. Like,
he has,
like real fish.
You could mail a live fish.
You can mail. My sister just got 2 lizards through the fucking mail, dude. $600 like fucking lizards, dude. What the fuck?
Can you imagine getting a knock on your door from the old UPS man and it's just a fucking lizard?
Well, here's the thing. My sister didn't tell anyone, right? She just like bought this shit, right? And my mom's like, okay, mind you, my sister's like a fucking adult. She's 20.
Yeah.
She's still a child. She's like, but she bought 2 fucking $1,200 lizards basically in total, and she's like, well, I guess I'll ship them and go live with my grandmother, and not tell my mom about it. Right?
I don't see. That's just crazy. I don't understand how you would keep, like, especially a fish. Like, how would you keep a fish alive in a container?
Water? What do you mean? You just put in like so like with...
I know, but a lot of shit can happen. One false move by that plane and, hits some extra turbulence and that fish tank falls over and breaks.
First off, if it's...
Fucking Nemo's gone.
Okay, if it's going to be like a living thing, right? Probably won't be in a plane because a lot of times, like, people will order shit on planes, right? Like, my dad worked for American Airlines, right? And he doesn't work there now, but sometimes they would have to, like, pull off, like, crates of dead animals because people would have them in the planes, right? Like chickens, like baby chickens and shit. They would order them and they would all die on the plane and shit.
What the hell?
Yeah, because people would, like, just ship them through this, They're like, oh, I'm going to ship them like this, and they don't go through a truck, right? Go up in the air, and sometimes they'll be placed, like, near anything that's hot. And in a plane compartment, it does not stay warm. It's not like conditioned.
Yeah, especially with like cold air.
No, but there is animal compartments. Don't get me wrong. There's like dog compartments. But when you put shit through like regular class mail, right, you can fuck up shit.
Could you imagine, like, you're just, flying across the country to visit your family, but you want to bring your dog because you can't find anybody to take care of it, okay?
You can do that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And so you get on the plane, and, your dog's in a cage in the compartment down low.
Mm-hmm.
The old Boeing 737 or whatever, hits an extra bump of turbulence. Fucking Cooper the golden retriever, gets thrown out of his cage, falls 6 feet and breaks his neck and fucking dies. You get off the plane, they're like, sorry, your dog, it's dead.
Yeah.
And, would you, get any compensation for it?
You get your dog in a bag. That's about it.
He's like, here, you want to see him?
They're like, I gave you this free, clear recycling bag that you can hold him in. And I also called a taxi for you, dumbass. Thanks for coming, TSA.
Yeah, send you on your way with
just
dead dog in a plastic bag.
Dude, my dad said they'd find all kinds of crazy shit there, cause he worked there when he was our age, my dad, at the airport. So he he found an anteater one time, anteater, right? They had fucking cool shit like that. Dude, my fucking neighbor growing up had peacocks. Did I ever tell you that?
No.
Yeah, and I also had a neighbor with an ostrich that lived beside me.
Where the fuck were you living?
It's my grandma's house. They're this fucking.
Was it in West Virginia?
Yes, in West Virginia. This guy had this fucking huge ass ostrich, and when it walks up to you, it makes a beat sound with its drum. It drums. You can hear it in its body. No, it's it goes doo, 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 doo. You can hear it if it likes you. So
really?
It would walk up to you and do a drum solo on you,
What the hell?
I know, isn't that fucking awesome? There's some fucking guy with a motorcycle or something.
Yeah, a lot of shit.
He's hauling ass.
But anyways, how the fuck?
So this guy got an ostrich egg, right? And raised it. You can buy that shit online. You can buy kangaroo. I can buy a kangaroo right now for $300.
That's some black market shit if I've ever heard it.
That's not black market shit. If it's legal in West Virginia, you can buy that shit, right? And in America. So let's take, for instance, kangaroos are legal here. But Nevada, maybe not. Or Texas, if they are, you can't get them there.
What if you try to purchase... What if you try to purchase an animal that isn't under any kind of legislation?
What do you mean,
you try to purchase an animal that's extremely exotic? I don't know, something that's super off the wall.
So it's super almost close to extinction type of shit?
What if I wanted to buy a fucking giraffe?
You can get a giraffe.
But there was no legislation that said it was illegal or legal. So what's the determining factor here?
If there's no laws about it, it's legal.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, that's how it is. I mean, before there's first guy to drive a car, right? Mm-hmm. There was no speed limit.
Interesting. But then again, back in the day, fucking a Ford Model T probably couldn't break 20 miles an hour. It went faster than a horse, though. Probably couldn't break 25 miles an hour.
Okay, so it's going 25 miles per hour. Though.
That'd still kill somebody if you hit them right.
That's moving 3 times as fast as I run, dude.
Yeah, that's moving.
You got to think how big and bulky something like a car is. People are look at a car and they're if I get hit by a car, I could probably take it. Right?
Do you ever depending on, let's take your average vehicle.
Okay, a smart car. I can take a Prius, a smart car. Yeah. But if a fucker with a Hummer comes running down the road, my ass is getting jackknifed. I'm done.
No, bro. I'm saying there's a certain speed that you could get hit by a car and get completely fine.
Especially.
I'd be willing to bet that I could withstand a hit from a Toyota Camry going 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, you could probably just roll over the hood. Depending how, if you jumped onto that shit like a movie or some shit,
If you jump a little bit,
but I'm saying if you go underneath, if a car hits you and you it like stops kind of when it hits you, and you go like flying and hit the concrete.
Yeah, anything over 30, you're almost dead.
I mean, like I remember when I was a kid, I was playing baseball on like a concrete pad, right? And I fucking hit a home run, hauling ass to fourth. Fucking tripped by a kid with the bat. Like I had threw the bat, and he like had like rolled it back onto the court or whatever. Tripped on that, skid my knees like on the concrete, and I was just running, and I was probably like 9, but it like broke 3 skins or like layers, and I was like I could see like the white skin underneath, and I thought it was like my bones, and I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my god, my bones. So I'm like bleeding on the concrete, and even then that was like the worst pain ever. I was like, wow, my god, this sucks. I can't imagine fucking a car hitting me and me scooting like 80 feet down the fucking concrete.
Dude, you would get so much road burn.
Dude.
Holy shit.
But tell me, why does my dumb ass get excited at the thought about hopping on a sled and rolling down a fucking road? Like, you know, when it's snowing. Like, I got yelled. Like, I love doing that shit, dude.
Let me tell you about one of the first videos that ever, like, scarred me.
Oh, yeah?
Like it genuinely, like, I thought about it a lot, and it, like, scared me. There's this video somewhere on the internet, and if you try to look for it, you might find it, but you just have to hear me out. You have to believe me. There's this video. It's a group of guys, and they had to be drunk or stoned or something, but because it's like broad daylight, and they're on like a concrete basketball court, like out, you know, just in some park somewhere.
Yeah.
And one of the guys sits. Big dog. Yeah. One of the guys sits down on the concrete. And he's wearing basketball shorts. He takes the basketball shorts and he rolls them up his leg and behind his ass cheek. So both of his ass cheeks are sitting on the concrete. Okay?
Okay.
So bare ass exposed to concrete, and he's sitting down. Okay? I want to set this little thing up so I can, you know, give a visual here. So he's sitting on the concrete. He lifts his legs up in the air and just like sticks his hands out. And so his friend grabs him by the ankles and just starts fucking dragging him. Bare ass on the concrete, dude.
Oh my
He's just
God.
like dragging his bare ass straight across the concrete.
He's mowing the lawn, bro. He's mowing the lawn.
This dude stands up, and his ass is literally as red as a fucking tomato. Like skin tore off, just fucking meat exposed. I saw that, and dude, I almost threw up. It scarred me forever.
Dude, I've been watching like Sons of Anarchy. I just started it. It's like episode 4, and there's some dude they like kicked out. It's about a biker gang, right? And they kicked out a guy because he basically they were doing a run, and one of the guys was like he was a getaway driver. This guy that got kicked out, and he heard cops, and he just drove off instead of getting the guy. So the guy had to go to jail. He got out, but so they kicked him out on all this bullshit or whatever. And he still had like a tattoo. So what they did were like a back tattoo and everything. So they're like, what you can do is we can either burn it off or we can cut it off with like a knife, because it's a huge ass back tattoo, like a full body back tattoo. So he says burn it. So he takes like a bottle of liquor and they pour it on his back, and then they like take a fucking like a torch and they like burn it off, dude. And like, yeah, I know this is like episode 4 of this show. This show is so like fucked up, but the like one of the main people in it, right? Have you ever watched Futurama?
No.
Oh my god. Okay, one of the main.
I'm not a big TV show guy.
It's fine. One of the main people in it is this chick named Leela. She's like a one-eyed bitch in it, right? Like a same person in the show. So like I've been watching Futurama and Sons of Anarchy. I don't know why, but it works right now. It's a deadly combo for entertainment purposes.
I'm not that big on TV shows in general.
Well, see, my thing is like
I'm a big YouTube guy.
Oh, well, see, I used to be huge YouTube, but like I was on YouTube for like when I was like on the fat stage, and I was like, you know, I kind of get more hyped watching like movies and shit than I do on YouTube. And everything I pretty much watch on YouTube, like video games wise, I can play. Right, I can do better than like
yeah.
there's some games like, yeah, I can lose my mind to. Like, I enjoy people's content. Like, I know you like golf and, you know, listen to people play guitars and shit like that. And that's a whole different, you know, like spectrum. But me, I'm like, what can I watch? Video games?
I think we gotta. I have an idea for like an interesting little bit here.
Oh yeah.
So let's just, you know, we'll go back and forth, and we're gonna name our top 5 YouTubers of all time. Okay. So it doesn't have to be in any order. You just have to think of 5, so you don't have to like rank them individually.
Okay. So the Oxcast, they're like this British group. Like they're super cool. I watched them when I was a little kid. I always watched Red versus Blue. Do you know what that is?
No, I don't.
It was like good shit when I was a kid. The Do, you know, just because he was like a badass with a guitar.
Oh, dude, I fucking love him. He's in my top 5.
Oh yeah, I Am Wildcat and
all those guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I always liked like interesting shit too.
You can't forget about PewDiePie.
He's good, right?
No, I think PewDiePie is just iconic just because of the amount of popularity he got.
Exactly, and I'm like, he's just like I've never been a guy that like likes to hop on the bandwagon per se, right? And PewDiePie was always kind of like a bandwagon material guy, you know, for me. I'm like, yeah, he's a funny dude.
He was him and the Smosh guys were the first 2 guys, or like the first 2 YouTubers that I remember, you know, like blowing up. Because you got to think.
I remember Tobuscus.
Oh my God, dude!
You know, you remember Tobuscus blowing up for Happy Wheels?
Yes.
Did you
oh my God,
lose your mind?
So those 3 right there were the first 3 people I remember watching on YouTube and like fanboying over, because they were really the first ones to like get a massive following.
Yeah, I mean, like, dude,
because this is like what, 2012, 2013, that era right there.
Think about this. I was so young that I had just started to like make my first playlists on like YouTube. I remember them, and like I was taking like old Minecraft songs and putting them in there.
Oh my God!
I know.
The fucking Captain
don't
Sparkles.
Don't even start.
What is this guy's name? He was a Minecraft YouTuber, and there was a group of them. They all blew up back in the day.
This guy does Minecraft.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I fucking loved him. The fucking parkour map videos were so fucking good.
I always I feel like yesterday I was watching, like I was telling my friends, I was like, yeah, I can pretty much like watch any show that you guys want to watch. I have sites to look at it. I just I know all the sites online, you know.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh well, we want to watch like cartoons. I'm like, do you guys want to watch a regular show? You want to watch Ed, Ed and Eddie? You know, shit from my childhood. So I booted up regular show and I was playing that yesterday.
All right, so let me dish out my top 5 here. So the Do, obviously is just one of them, just because for my love of guitar playing, and the content he makes is just fucking hilarious. Every video he puts out is a banger.
Yeah.
The Van Os crew.
Oh yeah.
All of those guys, I was obsessed with them when I was little. God, I don't even know anymore. I really like the good guys. The golf guys. You probably never watched them.
You showed me like some like clips, and it's like, I mean, like golf. You know,
if you're not a big golf guy, you won't understand.
That's fine, man. And you know, but it's something like that interests you. Like, I'll like listen to like these conspiracy theory like places too, and like not even just like regular class shit. Like I'll look up like movie theory shits. Did you ever watch those? Like it'd be like, do you think what he meant by this line?
No, I never watched those. I'd always watch the Cinema Sins video.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, really?
Well, no, not Cinema Sins. These are like film theories, I think they were called. And so this guy would break down movies and be like, okay, this bitch says this in this line. Do you think it means this? So it like breaks down movies, or it looks at movies like, have you seen that Leonardo DiCaprio movie where he goes to the mental asylum?
Shutter Island?
Shutter Island. Yeah.
That movie, that's a mindfuck movie.
So, you know, in this movie, spoiler, if you guys want to skip, like, you know, ahead.
Yeah.
In this movie, Leonardo DiCaprio is a, like,
He's a patient.
Well, it starts off and he's like a marshal with him and the guy that plays the Hulk, whatever the fuck his name is. I'm sorry.
Mark Ruffalo?
Mark Ruffalo, thank you. I'm sorry, Mark Ruffalo. You're a funny guy. I'm sure he'll watch this.
Oh, yeah.
But
he's always the first listener.
Big fan. I know him from the back. Yeah. But
back
back in the day. But anywho, like he arrives on this island and it's like the 50s or whatever, and it's a mental insane asylum.
Yeah.
So there's like a patient that's gone missing in this island that's like Alcatraz. But like the whole movie is based around Leonardo DiCaprio trying to find this chick that's gone missing. But in reality, he's a patient there, and he's looking for his dead wife who had killed his kids and
drowned them.
So he had to kill his wife because she killed him, and he's just gone insane. And to
And like at the end of the movie, they try to tell him that he's a patient. And that they just play along with his game so he doesn't literally go insane.
Well, so to deny the fact that he's killed someone in the movie, right, he just sits there and he says he's like a marshal on the island. He's not a patient. He's like they're looking for a woman that's missing.
Yeah.
Right? So he just keeps going insane in his brain and shit about it.
It's a really good movie.
But like when the guy like would break down the movie and be like, do you see how this is foreshadowing to him coming up? Like the war scene, him having the PTSD, him having like headaches. Like in the movie, he has headaches, right?
Yeah.
And his headaches stop when the doctors give him medicine, right? But one of the patients there are like, oh, don't take the medicine. They're going to, that's how they get you. They're going to suck you back in. And he's having headaches because he has withdrawals because he's been a prisoner for so long. So they got to keep drugging him and shit.
YouTuber number 4
yeah.
for me. Since I played soccer all my life, I loved the FIFA games. And there's a group of guys called the Sidemen. They all blew up for playing FIFA, and then they came together as a group, and they just put out some of the funniest shit, dude. They'll do like Family Feud type like stuff. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Like pub golf. They'll do. Like, they do all kinds of shit, and they're just fucking hilarious. I love them.
Well, see, like, I watch that shit when I'm, like, trying to just relax and, like, clear my mind.
Like, literally, if I don't think I've sat down to watch a Netflix show in, like, a year.
But, like, I don't know. Like, I gotta watch shit that, like, nowadays, right? Like, I don't watch YouTube. Like, I haven't watched YouTube in, like, 6 or 7 months, really. So, like, for me, YouTube doesn't, give me the motivation I need to go and lift or run. So, I gotta watch TV shows or something or, like, movies that give me kind of, like, motivation to keep going. I'm like, oh, shit, man.
I think what draws me to the YouTube stuff is that, like, usually the people I watch are like, they're not our age, but they're, just above it.
Yeah, like 28.
And they'll
that.
talk to you like through the camera. So it just feels more relatable to be able to watch YouTube videos.
Well, see, my thing is like I watch a lot of people that are like, 10 years older than me, right? And I'm sure like people younger than us will eventually do that if on here, right? Because we'll probably connect to the audience that's younger than us, right? Or like around our age.
Yeah,
probably.
Our audience is college students.
Exactly. And, when it comes to that, we're like high school students that are going into college. That's the ideal or like our target market group for this shit. But, there's going to be 12-year-old kids listening to this. Like I was checking our Instagram the other day and there was like, like some kids on there following it. I'm like, dude, this kid should not be listening to me cuss on here. I say fuck so much on here.
Hey, it's okay.
Dude, I feel a little bad about it.
There's a little E for explicit beside every video. They know what they're signing up for.
Well, that's what I hope. I like every time I get on like a bump an episode and I hear me say like fuck or shit or like for the 50th time. I'm like, dumbass, don't say that as much the next episode.
But I'm telling y'all, literally next year, this podcast is going to get so much better because we're going to do so much shit.
Well, it's not. We just have more ideas to explore, and it's not even like, okay, don't get me wrong. I could sit here and I can set and I can set up filler questions and we can talk about shit,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or I can be honest and have an honest conversation with you.
Yeah.
You know, and I try not to like bullshit anything.
And what really limits us now is like, you see the setup we're in right now. We are literally like in a study room here in our building.
Well, like you said, we traveled this fucking week, 2 days. Like it took us it was like a 2.5 hour drive one way, then back, right? In a weekend. It was your mom's birthday and Valentine's Day.
And Super Bowl.
And Super Bowl Sunday. So we had all that shit, right? I went and visited my family Saturday. Saturday, it was your mom's fucking birthday, so you were all over the place. And I had 4 fucking exams this week, right?
Yeah.
I got to go work here in like 3 hours after this, dude. But I'm fucking here. I'm having like an honest conversation with you. I'm not going to sit here and be like, hey, man, what you think about aliens? Like every other dude that's going to send on there. Like, no offense. I know I want to question you about that shit, right? But I want to do it in a way that like goes along with the conversation.
Yeah, and so like next year when we get our own apartment, we'll be able to, you know, since here isn't permanent, so
no, we can't
throw stuff up, and so next year, dude, I'm telling you, the setup is going to be baller. We're going to get like a flag or something, you know, a bunch of decorations, neon stuff. It's going to look amazing.
Oh man, I hope so. I was really looking forward to like living at College Park with you. You know, I love living with 2 other people, right? But man, I sometimes like want to kick everybody out of the room and go to bed.
Yeah.
Right? Because like last night, okay, we were up till 6 fucking a.m. Mind you, we were up till 4 a.m. yesterday. And you know my ass. I woke up at 7 a.m. the day before. I was on like 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
And that's no, I don't even know. No offense to our other 2 roommates. They
weren't there. No, it wasn't our roommates. It was just the people next door. They were just.
But see, like I feel like just living with 2 people would be so much more efficient.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, like I said, no offense to our other 2 roommates. We lucked out with them. You know,
they're
awesome.
The fucking best. Like Clayson just knocked on the door a minute ago.
Yeah,
he was last night in our room watching 300 with us.
So
love him.
Yeah, but they're living at College Park next year too. So they'll be right. They'll be right beside us.
It's so cool, man. Like I hearing everybody that I like is going to College Park. You know, it's you know it's like my whole friend group from. I don't know. It's so weird transitioning from high school to college and like losing parts of your friend group, right? Like I still keep in touch with like my other best friends that I like really care for outside of here, right? But like my main friend group, right? It's changed a little bit, but I've known you forever, man, from like preschool. JD, who we've had on the podcast, which, you know, JD's funny as fuck, you know, a little, you know, dumbass, so. Yeah, but he, he's like funny to have on, man. I've known that guy for like 8 years of my life, man. Just going around and knowing all you guys and like living with you guys when we're like 20.
You want to know something that's crazy?
Badass, man.
I have known you for longer than I haven't known you.
Yeah, man.
And that holds true with most of my friends.
Okay, think about this. Think about how much you know your mom, right? Your mom has lived your whole life and then some, right?
That is crazy.
Yeah. And think how much you know your mom. You don't know your mom.
I know my mom from a son's point of view, but I don't know her.
And you know her because
how her friends were.
Well, and also you've seen her emotions, her antics, her movements, right? But think of this. Until your mom had you, right? She was like our age. And if you sat here and I sat here and like you were my son and I told you everything I had thought like for 19 years in my whole life, by the time I finished, my point of view would change because going over it, I would think about it. I'd be like, you know what? So I could never really tell you who I am.
This is why I think our generation of children, not like our kids, like the kids our generation will have such a different viewpoint on their parents because we have video and camera footage that isn't fucking three pixels, okay?
Exactly.
You have clear, detailed images and videos They will be able to watch our entire life basically, because it's not like we're going to stop taking pictures and videos anytime soon.
You know how crazy it is for me to sit here and think about having a son and like, you know, him reaching my age and being like, listen, man, do you want to listen to what I listen to? Because here's what I did. Like when I was a junior in high school, right? Especially in West Virginia, right? It is hard to communicate with like-minded people, right? And when you're in a place that doesn't have a bunch of like people your age, other than like, what did we have? How many people did we graduate with?
Like 170.
Okay. Within that many people, there was probably like 10 people that I could sit there and have a conversation for more than 2 hours with.
Yeah.
Luckily, you're one of my roommates, right? It's fucking great. When a lot of people don't have that though, right?
Yeah.
And I found that in podcasts sometimes I could have these great, you know, mind-pulling conversations that take me outside of like my norms and like my culture. So like when I got up here to The View, I could sit here and have like a normal conversation with people. And I wasn't as like culture shocked when I got up here, because I'm like, why is them people over here? You know what I mean? I'm not like some dumbass redneck, you know? I'm just me.
Another thing that's crazy is like when my children will get to be like high school age or like our age now, I'll be able, hopefully, you know, God forbid I lose all of the footage, because like, you know, when my children become like our age, I would have had over 20 years of memories and videos backlogged.
Yeah.
Do you realize how much that is?
Well,
so that's a privilege that our parents didn't have. They didn't have phones and shit. Can you
imagine?
Look at
your mom's Facebook now, right? Of how much shit is saved, right? Times 20.
Yeah. Could you imagine how the view of our parents would be changed if they had access to cell phones in the fucking 80s and 90s?
Yeah, like my dad would. Oh, dude. Yeah, I think of like my dad would not have his job. He'd probably be doing some crazy other bullshittery. You know, I think most people would.
Our kids will see so far back into the past that it's not even funny.
So, like, you know, me and you were talking about, like, sometimes we'll just sit here and we'll go, you know, let's fuck it. Let's go be, you know, blue collar workers. You know, let's fuck
I've
college.
had that thought many times. Yeah.
Okay. You know, my thing is like, you know how our like in college, you'll kind of have like a hard time deciding what you want to do. Like, I know you want to be a physical therapist, right? But you still, like,
but that's not permanent.
Exactly.
Like if this shit pops off somehow,
there you go.
That's what I'm doing. I mean, I like doing this, so
you enjoy what you're doing with it, and it's something that you can like fuck around and do. You know, but like my parents' like generation, I feel like they had like 5 things to choose from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if it's like if I'm just being like, you know, I wasn't there, but like when he talks about shit, like my dad, he's like, yeah, I had like 6 choices to choose from.
Yeah, because like back when our parents were growing up, there was no such thing as an influencer.
And they also knew what they were going to do, right?
Yeah.
And my thing is like, I'll be online. If I'm online for 30 seconds, I can look around these people and I'm like, why the fuck would I want to be an accountant making $50,000 when I could be a guy that goes around the world in this like van or something and I interview people for a podcast, right? Like, you know, I was like, there's people in Hawaii I want to interview. I want to go over, you know, fucking Greece. I don't want to just be here at my college interviewing people. I just want to go around and interview people, talk to people, learn some shit, you know, think what they think, man.
Yeah.
There you go.
So hopefully, and I'm telling you, the next year or so, we'll be doing some real interesting shit.
Well, that's the plan, man. But, you know, getting to there is just waiting for the end of the year now and keeping our grades up.
I saw a clip that said something like, it was fucking Gary V of all fucking people. And he said that it may be the second episode that you have that, you know, gains a lot of traction. Or it might be the 222nd episode that gains a lot of traction.
Well, see, that's my thing. I love building a base of honesty, right?
Yeah.
Like, if people sit here and they're like, you know, these guys don't have as good as conversations as like Joe Rogan. Because I haven't done it for 10 fucking years, mind you, right? I'm not 50. And also, he thinks differently than I do. We come to different conclusions. I'm not the same human. If you want to go watch Joe Rogan, I love him. Go watch him. But if you want to hear some different shit, you want to hear a different perspective.
And see, that's the thing with this is we're only going to get better. So, and we're almost to episode 30 already.
Well, my thing is, like, I get done here and I go to the radio show, right? I sit on there for an hour. I run voices with my, run ads with my voice. And, and I'll get done and, improve my speaking for a bit. And then I'll go and I'll sit in college a whole week and I'll work out on top of it and do it again. I'm just improving my people skills.
Exactly.
And, my physical self, which is kind of lit right now.
Which... I'm going to take a moment and give you a shout out. For those of you who don't know, this man, we've talked about his weight loss journey before, but I recently took a photograph where he looks the best he's ever looked right now, and I'm going to throw it up on the fucking screen right now. This dude...
You're going to forget to put that in.
No, I will. I promise. This dude has lost... is it 80 pounds yet?
Okay, so 5 weeks ago, I weighed myself. I was 210, and I was 290. So, but that's 5 weeks of training.
Yeah, so this dude's probably lost more than 80 pounds in 7 months. 8 months. It was coming up since May of last year.
Yeah.
So, 10 months. It's fucking ridiculous. You've been on a grind.
Well, here's the thing is I'll have trouble right now I still kind of I've lost a lot of stuff in my face and my overall body and shit, but I'll still be man, I wish I could lose my gut a little bit, I'm dude, I look like a normal. My main thing right now is I'll be going to the gym and I'll be working out and I'll have this big fucking roided guy next to me and okay, I've lost so much weight, and arguably, I strength train too, right? I run 3 days a week, and I lift too. But because I don't sit there and, I'm lose more weight than I, bulk up. So I'm, a little weaker than I should be, right? I'm stronger than when I started working out. I'm twice
absolutely.
as strong when I started working out. But I'm, people look at me that's a big dude. He should be able to lift this much. And I'll have this roided guy beside me going, seriously, there's some steroided motherfuckers. Oh, yeah,
there's some roided motherfuckers at the rec center.
And, they're sitting there and they're crawling beside me because there's a hot chick. They got to show off. They're look at me, man. Look at me. I'm getting that grind in. Which, my thing is, I've spent a year busting my ass. And okay, Austin, one of our best buddies, he spent 4 years doing physical training. Think of that, 4 years of busting his ass, of at least going 3 days a week, right?
Yeah.
I've only gone mind you, I go 5 days a week for a week, right? And I'm not trying to be Austin does 3 while I do 5. Austin's a fucking beast. He could fold me in half.
And see, this is where, let's just start over. So at the start of 2021, okay, I made a New Year's resolution. I said, I'm going to start going to the gym and I'm going to get buff.
Yeah.
I stuck with it for 2 months. But after that, when I didn't see very much progress after that 2 months, it's really discouraging and it's hard to keep going when you don't see instant results. Because that is one issue with our generation is we're too fucking impatient.
Yeah.
If we don't see things right away, we're fuck it, I'm not doing it.
Okay, so my thing is where I'm at right now is I've gone past where the first kind of dude, when you're fat and you're running and you're I was fucking 300 pounds fat trying to run. And you're sitting there and you're running like a bitch, like a literal bitch. You're running horribly. Yeah. You just feel like a slob to the world. And you're at that day after day, week after week, right? You just feel like a bitch, man. And being at the gym and having all these people next to you, it's discouraging as fuck.
It is.
But now that I've gone to the point where I look like an average dude, people are going to look at the YouTube and be like, this dude doesn't look like he works out at all. Why the fuck is he talking about working out?
Yeah.
Because I've lost so much fucking weight, I look like a normal dude. Give me like fucking a year, allow me to just bulk up, allow me to keep doing what I'm doing.
We're telling you, when we start school next year, T over here look like a different man.
Exactly. Well, that's the goal. I mean, it's just, a long process. But I'm at to the point now where you're at like a continual, like, I see results, but it's like 4 or 5 weeks. Mm-hmm. So I'll look the same for like 4 weeks. And then I'll lose, like then I'll see it, right? Mm-hmm. And it's hard to, it's easy to beat yourself up. It's easy to be in the moment and be like, why am I even lifting, right? Yeah. Why am I even dealing with this big asshole next to me, mm-hmm. right? And then you look in the mirror and you're like, holy shit, dude, I kind of got an ass, You're like, JD was talking to me. He was like, dude, do you not have any photos or anything? He's like, you want to go outside and take a photo here or something? And I was like, dude, JD, you're my fucking homie. So we like went and took a photo or something, And I was like, thanks, man. Because mm-hmm. it's always, I have trouble with that, man. Because a lot of people I've graduated with haven't seen me in a year. Since I was like fat.
Yeah.
So I don't like to get on Snapchat or my Instagram and promote it. Just because I feel like I'm not like where I want to be. I'm not jacked, mm-hmm. right? So why should I be promoting that I work out when I don't look like it, right? But I do, that's the thing. So I'll discourage myself because I don't let myself have like a little bit of, courage. Because mm-hmm. my thing is like my dad all the time growing up, I don't know your dad did this. He's like, stay humble as fuck. Nobody likes to do that, just like a cocky dick when they show off, mm-hmm. right? But you gotta give yourself a pat on the back for winning shit. Like
you deserve to be, like I'm prided. Yeah. Like you deserve respect for the amount of work that you've put in.
Exactly. Like when you said I only worked out for 2 months. Think about this. For 2 months you worked out consecutively, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was 2 months a year ago. That's literally a year ago. 2 months you worked out, right?
If I would have kept that up, I would be fucking huge right now.
I think about that all the time. I'll beat myself up all the fucking time at the gym. Like, I started working out in like May, right? I had quit that November after I did a stint where I worked out for like a month and a half. Mm-hmm. And I quit after because my feet hurt me or some shit. Yeah. And I was like, fuck. And I think about if I would have worked out for like 6 months, right? I could have been 6 months ahead of where I am now, right? Mm-hmm. I could very well be pretty jacked, right? I could be where we're starting next year.
Yeah.
I beat myself up all the fucking time about that. Mm-hmm. But you know what it makes me do is when I'm there, it makes me want to fucking lift a little more. I get pissed when I'm trying to sleep at night and I'm thinking about my run that day or my lift. And I'm like, dude, I could have got that last run in if I would have just put 3% more effort. Because I know damn well, like when I get done running, right, and I'm walking at the end of the day, and I'm like, I'm almost home. I can walk a little faster and get there. And I'll sit there in my head, I'll like beat myself up. I'll shoot myself up, out. I'll like be like, why am I speeding up? Why couldn't I have just put this in my run earlier? You know? So you got to kind of keep yourself tested, but you got to let yourself, have some victories.
The biggest hurdle for, losing weight or trying, get big is not the workouts itself. It's the fucking mental game.
My thing is, like I said, like, okay, when I'm at the gym, like when I started out, I was this like flat, like when you think of the Futurama slugs, if anybody's seen it, like I was just like, looked horrible, like going into and working out. Mm-hmm. And when you're trying to work out and you just look bad, you're just discouraged. And, I try now, like, yeah, I'll get discouraged. I'll have some dude lift next to me and I'll be like, fuck, man, this dude's probably thinking he could lift a little more than that, right? Mm-hmm. In his mind, he's probably doing the same thing I am, or he's like, oh, man, I wonder if Becky is going to suck my dick today. That's about it. They don't give a fuck. Everybody's in their own world.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a shit, okay? Most of the time, we're sitting here and worried about who says what, who says this, and we're all doing that at the same time. We're all sitting in our world. Everybody working out, trying to just be like, because they saw in a commercial, yeah, I love working out to get buff. And to feel better, it literally makes my whole day better, my whole life better.
Yeah.
it makes everything better in my day.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people will be like, well, I don't work out, but that's some horse shit. I've heard that for the 30th time today. It's true. It's not just an advertisement to get you to buy my fucking protein powder, which you should buy. No.
No. Can you imagine you had a fucking protein powder?
Yeah, it's Rad Dad's protein, man.
Yeah.
Dude, no. No, I mean, I get pissed at like people that do that. I'm like, listen, man, and people that like piss on meditating, right? Like I know people that are never meditated before, right? And they're like, hey, you meditate? Oh, that's some like dumbass shit. You must think you're
They think it's weird.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, you try, are you Indian? No. What the fuck does that mean? I got it. Yeah. You know what?
It's just a hobby that you like to do.
Exactly. It's like, what? Oh, my bad. I like to close my eyes and breathe. You know, that's my bad. I like to take an activity. I close my eyes and breathe. You know who else does that? Every motherfucker on this planet. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not. Yeah. You know, my bad that I like to sit there and do it and concentrate on my breathing, and it like rids my anxiety of the gym. Yeah. Badass, dude. It's so much fun, man. Like doing shit like that. You feel like a movie guy. Like I always feel like a guy getting out of a movie. If I work out, I like meditate, you know, I'll eat like a healthy breakfast. I'm like, dude, I go to college. I eat healthy. I work out, man. I'm like the health guy. And then I'll like get home and play Xbox, and I'm like, oh, thank God I'm home. I don't want to be out in public with these animals. I want to be home in my bed, you know.
See, we'll close out this episode with a bit of inspirational message.
Oh yeah,
that is kind of similar to what you were saying. So you were saying how like you were talking about how people will just worry all the time about what other people think and shit like that. And you're right. Everyone is in their own world, and so people sit and think about what other people think about them. But that shit's so fucking irrelevant. You know, I don't know how I do it, but I feel like it's...
You always have this superpower to turn out people. You're really good.
Like literally, do you know how many times I will be out in public and I look at somebody and I think, man, I wonder what they think I look like right now.
But
fucking zero.
Here's my
zero
thing,
times.
Dude. Like, okay, I'm just going to say this. You have a girlfriend. You have what you're going for in life. You have everything you are doing well. Basically, you have a wife already. Mm-hmm. You're a 30-year-old man.
Yeah.
You're set. You don't have a need to have like an obligation to people to look at you, right? Like when I look at you, you're an already athletic dude. You can swing a fucking golf ball. As much as I work out and shit, you can hit a golf ball like 3 times as hard as I can. Yeah. It's some bullshit, man. And also you can like fucking sled a snowboard. I've never done that shit before, right?
You should, well, you'll go with me one day.
Dude, I love to. But like moving past that shit, right? I can look at you and I won't need to say anything to you. Be like, oh, he needs what? He could lose some weight. Where? Where the fuck would you lose weight, man? There's nothing there. You look like anorexic anyways, you know? Like, yeah, okay.
Hey, wait 3 months and I'm telling you, I'm starting my gym grad this week.
Yeah, but you're doing that to improve you.
I'm doing that for me.
Exactly, and that's the most healthy thing ever. Mm-hmm. Like, I used to fuel, like, off like my workouts sometimes. I'd be like, you know, this person called me fat, right? Or this person looked at me like this. Or, you know, it was kind of hard to look at my dad when I had to buy like a 3XL shirt. You know, it was kind of like shit like that, right? That is the worst gym motivation ever. It's like eating a hot pizza for food, right? Yeah. Compared to a salad. It is the worst fuel for your mental body. Mm-hmm. So you got to sit there and be like, you know, why do I want to work out? Like really look at yourself and be like, okay, do I think I want to work out because this ad said because I have like big muscles, women will sleep with me or some shit like that? Or this dude may get with me if I have a bigger ass, if I just do 3 more squats? Mm-hmm. That's the worst thing you can ever do. Yep. My thing is now I just want to be comfortable in my own skin and just like perfect myself to then I can like be an outlet, like the perfect outlet for this podcast. Mm-hmm. So I can give shit to people that were like me so we don't have more dumbasses, slugs, like 300-pound slugs like myself. I don't want any more people like that. So you guys can hear me ramble a little bit.
Yeah. And so, in summary,
workout, bitch.
Oh, that's not what I was going to say. I was going to say, in summary, don't worry about what other people think about you because it is so fucking irrelevant to yourself. It's not even funny. The only thing you should be worried about is how you think about yourself.
If you should ever think of someone like saying they're bullshitting you, other than like, if a close family member, they know who you are, right? If someone says something to you, sometimes it may be out of anger, right? That shit's different, right? There's different scenarios, but if someone's like looking at you that's a stranger in your life, and they say like oh man, that guy's fucking husky, right? Mm-hmm. That guy's basically a computer in your life. You would never see that motherfucker probably again.
That's the sentence I was missing. Literally, anyone that doesn't care about you on an extremely personal level is a fucking NPC in a video game, and they're so irrelevant to the events in your life that if you take their opinions under to consideration, you're retarded.
Okay, there's 24 hours in the day, and you had a 10-second interaction in your day where someone called you fat, and you're sitting there the whole day thinking about that, right? It's pretty horrible to say that people are going to sit there. Like, my thing about working out now is I'll look at a person, I don't give a fuck if you're fat, right? Your body's literally just a vessel you're speaking through, pretty much. When I look at a physical human being, I'm like, you're just like another monkey suit with like an energy ball in it,
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck you are. You're basically like a monkey with a car battery in it,
Yeah. You tell me that you're a conscious human, but to me, you're just some random fucking dude.
You're fucking basically like a microwave in my day, You're just like another object in my day. Like, I live with you, dude, but you're like another object in my day. Like, when you come into my room, it's Dustin.
This might be a fucking wild ass analogy to compare this to, but like, if you pass a random stranger on the street, or you have a bad interaction where some stranger insults you, that is literally the same as you like stubbing your toe.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, literally, you stub your toe, it sucks for like 10 seconds, and then you never fucking think about it ever again.
Think about how small it is in the, like, when you're looking at like life in general. Like a 2-second, like a 4-second remark of someone calling you fat ass, right? They're like, hey, you fat ass, right? And you hear it, right?
And you're like, damn.
Okay.
All right.
And think how long your life is and how 4 seconds is comparatively to that. And you're going to sit there and be like, fuck. But instead, I'd like to say, hey, I want to work out so I can enjoy my life better, and then no one else has to ever call me fat ass again.
Yeah.
And then I can look at you and call you fat ass because you got a cute one.
I'm going to think about that for the next 4 hours.
Good. You want to cut it here?
Yeah, that sounds good. But anyways, this has been a bit of a back and forth episode, but it's been a good one. So, in short, other people's opinions don't matter. That's all we're going to say. And so, anyways, thanks for watching or listening. If you're watching YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. We're shortly on the road to reaching 100 subscribers on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
So share with your friends and family because
we're at 100, almost 110 on the Instagram. So, we're popping off. Basically celebrities.
Yeah.
Basically our graduating class.
I say next week we should hit up Mark Ruffalo, get him on the show.
Dude, it would be his honor to have him on the show.
Exactly.
I mean, if anything, he should ask us to be on the show.
Yeah. I think I got a text message from Joe Rogan the other day. He said he wanted to do an interview with us, so
we got to look at the schedule.
Yeah, we're pretty packed. Anyways, thanks for listening, everybody. And this is D.
And this is D.
And thank you for listening to DNT TV. See y'all next time.